Welcome, everybody. I'm Derica Upshaw with your Fort Cavazos Garrison Public Affairs. Today, we're learning about community resources for those moving here to Fort Cavazos. All that and more next on the Great Big Podcast. Welcome back. It's PCS season, and we're here with the Military Family Advisory Network to give us some great news that they have for the Fort Cavazos community. And I will let these two ladies introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon Razadin. I'm the CEO of the Military Family Advisory Network, MFAN for short. I'm joining from Rhode Island today. My husband retired from the Navy about a year and a half ago, and I'm thrilled to be with you all today.
And hi, my name is Chloe Sardinez. I am the Fort Cavazos coordinator for our pantry restock box. I am also an active duty military spouse. My husband is in the Army and has been active duty for coming up on 13 years, and we've been married for 8 of those.
Oh, nice. We're about the same. My husband's been in for 11 years now. Army, I've been in the whole time with them. So
Gone through the ups and downs.
yeah, ups and downs, PCSs, which is the big thing that's about to happen right now. We're about to go into that unofficial PCS season for the summer. And I know that Military Family Advisory helps a lot with that season and just a lot with military life. So first, just tell us about the Military Family Network.
Absolutely. So, we've been around for 13 years now, and our mission is really simple, and that's to make life better for military families. We do so through three core areas: one, conducting research to understand the challenges that military families are facing; two, designing agile and responsive and scalable programs. So, based on what we learn from the research, we incubate solutions so that the research doesn't just sit on a shelf, it's used to drive meaningful change. And then the third area is strengthening the ecosystem that military families live in. We know that there is not one organization that does or should respond to all the needs of military families. And so we're here to really work together and be collaborative in everything that we do so that we're all working together in a meaningful way to support military families as they navigate, as you just mentioned, the ups and downs of this life.
I did check out your website. You have plethora of information for us to use, whether it's like just trying to navigate the duty station we're already at, first time families being introduced into the military, how to navigate those, basic training, AIT, just navigating military life, which is what I really like. But the big thing here today is moving and PCSing. So can you talk about the guides that you have available for that?
Sure. So when we were understanding and working to understand the challenges that military families were experiencing as it relates to a variety of different areas, we saw that the move was a true pain point for the families that we serve. And we found that 51% of military families who responded to the MFAN survey who had moved in the last 24 months were experiencing food insecurity. And then when we looked at the ecosystem, we looked at the landscape, we really saw that there was not a whole lot of support out there for military families to help them through the process of the move. And so that's where this program came in. We figured out how we could, one, help military families, regardless of what they're experiencing as it relates to the move, help them get ahead and get situated in a new duty station, in this case at Fort Cavazos. And so we're providing military families with everything that you have to replace every time that you move. And then it's really designed to also be a conduit and a connection to other resources that exist and might be available to you on a local level. So we know that oftentimes it's not a question of if a resource exists, but when we're moving so often, it's if you're plugged into those resources. And so we're really excited about how this program has rolled out. We're incredibly grateful for the support at Fort Cavazos. And really, it's become this force multiplier. So we launched the program about a year and a half ago. We served over 2,000 households so far, and we're gearing up for a busy PCS season this spring too.
I love the sound of that because I know when we do our PCS and we're trying to restock food, toiletries, we spend over like $500 to $1,000 just to restock our house. So, what is the pantry restock boxes?
Yeah, so it's essentially this kit that's valued at over $150 that's chock full of all the things that you have to replace. And I'll let Chloe speak to the specifics of what's in that box. But the reality is that we know moves are hard and we know that there are these hidden costs associated with moves. And so we're really hoping to give military families a little bit more buying power, right? So if you don't have to spend the money on things like shower curtains and the condiments and things that you have to replace every time you move, it frees up more of your money so that you can spend it where you need to. And that might be childcare, that might be healthy groceries, that might be the first and last month's rent that you have to pay when you move to a new duty station. And so this program, again, is very responsive to the data. We found that there were 4 core areas where military families were experiencing challenges as it relates to food insecurity. And the move piece, like I mentioned, is one of those. And so I'll let Chloe speak to some of the specifics about the program.
So yeah, the box is full of great things, tons of household essentials. So think paper products, your cleaning supplies. We have shelf-stable foods, so individualized cereal boxes, some condiments, so your basic condiments, salt, pepper, ketchup, mustard, and then canned items as well.
And then another thing that's important to add, as we mentioned before, we're military family members, and so we've really worked hard to curate a box that is based on the things that we felt those pain points around when we move. And so if you think about all the times you were like, oh no, I forgot to get this, or oh no, we need this, and you have to make a run to a grocery store, the commissary, our goal really is to take some of that money spending out of it, but also just to make life a little bit easier. We know that when you're moving, you have a lot of competing interests. You're trying to get your household goods unpacked, you're trying to get kiddos registered for school, you have a lot of different competing interests. And so our goal here is really just to help people get that leg up when you're getting settled in a new location.
I totally love that because it's really is so hard. You got things pulling you left and right, and you just want to like take a moment and breathe. And I think that this pantry box will really give military families the ability to do that. Like
Absolutely.
I don't have to. All I have to get was maybe some hot dogs, and
Yeah.
you'll give me some things to go with it, and I'm good. Like on my first night, my first couple of nights. And I think that's really awesome. So, who actually can benefit from this program?
The program is designed to help any military member with a family. There's no rank or income specific for the box. Everyone who PCSs kind of has the same challenges that come with it, and we hope that this box just makes an easy way for anyone with a family to come and grab one.
We both know Fort Cavazos is a high tempo installation, and pretty much as soon as our soldiers get here, um, they're running, in processing, doing medical, dental, everything. So, can say a spouse come and get the box by themselves, or do they need to have that soldier with them?
No, absolutely. A spouse can pick up the box solo. We actually are, a lot of our partners are places where spouses will go. So we all have the housing, we are partnered with housing who all have the boxes at their community centers. We also are at Spouses Connect, so the 3-Corps newcomers brief, and we brief every Thursday at the Spouses Connect. So any spouse who joins that can pick up their boxes there. We have several on-post and off-post partners. So the Armed Services YMCA, we're also at the Food Care Center in Colleen, and at the Military Chaplains Food Pantry on post as well. We also have a few boxes at the Harker Heights Chambers down in Harker Heights, and then we have some at Manna Church that's in Colleen.
So y'all just all over the
We
community.
The hope is to make the box an easy thing for people to come and get. Mm-hmm. So if we're at places where people already have to go to, such as housing or, the incomers brief, we just hope that that makes it an easy get as they're doing things that they have to do anyway.
We went just everywhere when we first got here, trying to get things together. And we've been to probably about 5 or 6 of those places that you mentioned. So that every spouse, every soldier has to go there, and whether it's just the spouse that goes or the service member goes, both of them can get the box and bring it back and make somebody's life easier.
Yeah. And our hope with some of the partners that we have is that if they're coming to pick up their box, they may be also coming and learning about the resources that those organizations have for the community as well. The Armed Service YMCA does a ton for the Community Food Care Center. We know that food insecurity is big in the military, and just that way they know that those places exist as well.
Right. And which is great. We all just working together to make sure that this community is thriving.
Yes.
Where a family can go to pick up the box, what do they need to bring with them in order to receive the box?
So we do not ask for any documentation. There may be some of our community partners that may ask for a military ID, but that is all that we would ask, and that is kind of up to that community partner. But as an organization, we don't ask to see any documentation.
Only thing that's required is that you've moved within the last 3 months.
Yeah.
The program really is designed to help people plug into those local resources and get the support that they need following a move. And so that's really the only requirement. And then another important part about this is we ask you a few questions about yourself that are very basic, but one of those is really related to food insecurity. And that happens after you pick up the box and through some email correspondence that we have. And that's so that we can get you plugged in with the resources that we have that are really related to grocery delivery. And so if a military family is experiencing food insecurity, which we know that about 24% of service members globally and their families do, we provide them with 3 months of groceries delivered to their home. And again, this is really designed to be that dignified solution for military families. And we know that none of these challenges that you're experiencing exist in a vacuum. We know that challenges related to a move can impact your housing, obviously, can impact how the kids are doing. And so it's really designed to help you get settled and get your feet underneath you as quickly and efficiently as possible following a move, because we know that hamster wheel is real. We're moving on average every 2.5 years. And so we're just trying to make life a little bit easier for everyone at Fort Cavazos.
And so let's actually talk about that. The food delivery, how does that work?
We have a partnership with Instacart, so it's Instacart Fresh Friends. And like Shannon said, once you pick up your box, inside the box there'll be a QR code, and it's a survey, and those who meet the criteria will be instantly put into this program, and the codes will be sent out via email, and they come once a month for the 3 months.
Okay, and what all are you allowed to get with this delivery?
We don't specify. So whatever is in need of the family that month, they can purchase.
We know that some families have different dietary needs. And so this is really about giving families the choice around what they need to really provide healthy, nutritious food for their families. And so the Fresh Friends is a great program and a great way to help you get ahead during what is a difficult time for everybody, especially around a move.
How long have you been doing the pantry restock now?
On the installation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We did a year pilot, and then this year is the first year of the full program.
How has the progress been since it's been implemented?
Last year, we served over 2,000 households, and we're excited to do that this year. We started the program at Fort Cavazos because we saw with the op tempo and with the demographics of the community there that was really an important place for us to start. And so now what we're doing based on what we learned, we're bringing this program to other installations as well, with the goal ultimately of getting this to scale. We continuously hear from other installations and bases around like, when is this program coming here? And so we know it's working. We're incredibly proud to continue to serve the Fort Cavazos community, and we're looking forward to growing the program in 2025 and beyond.
Those are both awesome programs. Was there anything else that either one of you would like to add?
The only other thing that I would say is it's our hope that we stay in touch with the families who we're supporting through this program. And what does that look like? That looks like us being able to share information about different vital resources that are available locally. And so we know that the move isn't just done when the household goods arrive and when you're unpacked. And we know that things like loneliness and community connection are very real, right? And so how can we help people plug in to the local community? How can we help people create those real human connections? And so we are staying in touch with people, and it's really been a great way for us to get information out to you following move. And then the only other thing that I would add is we really value your input. And so when we're asking for your feedback related to the program, please share it with us. We read it, we reread it, we code it, and it really helps us with making sure the program is designed to do everything that it's intended to do and be for families. And so an example of that, we got some great feedback around the contents of the PCS restock kit. And so we made some changes, and that was in direct reaction to the feedback that we got from families who participated in the program last year. And so we very much value your input. We very much value your feedback. And so please take the time to provide that once you receive the PCS restock kit.
Thank you both, ladies, for coming on and sharing this great information with us today.
Thank you so much for having us today. If people want to learn more, they can go to the MFAN website, just mfan.org. And thank you so much for your partnership. We're incredibly grateful.
Yes, thank you so much for having us today, and I hope to see some of the new families here soon on Fort Cavazos, and I am always available by email if anyone has any further questions.
And we'll be back with more on the Great Big Podcast.
Hello, Team Cavazos. I'm Command Sergeant Major John McDwyer, Command Sergeant Major of the 3rd Armor Corps in Fort Cavazos. I want to let you know about an important opportunity, the Army's annual Housing Tenant Satisfaction Survey.
And I'm Chris Albus, the Project Director for Cavalry Family Housing. The survey is open now through May 1st, and it's your chance to share honest feedback about your housing experience here on post.
This survey helps us understand what's going well and where we can do better. It's voluntary and confidential, and your voice truly matters.
Plus, there's a small incentive. Residents who complete the survey will be entered for a chance to win a $50 gift card, just our way of saying thank you for your time.
Filling it out is quick and easy. Look for an email from the email address on this screen, armyhousingsurvey@celassociates.com, or check your text message if you've opted in for text alerts.
Your feedback guides how we prioritize improvements and allocate resources. We take it seriously because quality of life for our soldiers and their families is our top priority.
So please, take a few minutes and complete the survey before May 1st. If you have any questions, contact the Fort Cavazos Army Housing Office at 254-288-9305.
Thanks again. We appreciate your time and your voice.
Welcome back, everyone. And now we're joined with
Samantha Harms with the Garrison Public Affairs Office, and I am delighted to be back here again. I love coming on the podcast. It's always so much fun.
It is, and usually I'm behind the camera, telling everybody what to do, and now I'm having to sit in front of the camera, but I love it.
Good.
I love it. I love talking to everybody. I love learning new information, and just being able to, oh my gosh, just be able to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And really join into all the bloopers.
Yeah, I get that for sure. It's always so much fun. So I know you learned quite a bit of valuable information for those folks that are moving here. So I'm glad that we were able to have this partner come on and kind of chat with us about what they got going on at Central Texas and at Fort Cavazos.
Yeah, so we actually are the pilot program, and they are in their first year implementation. So always rocking it here at Fort Cavazos, being firsties. Love it. And they're doing a wonderful job. I mean, as a spouse myself, moving every 2 to 3 years, it gets hard. And though the Army pays for a lot of it, we still have, some out-of-pocket expenses. So it's really nice that they're coming in and trying to help us cover some of those expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was a military kiddo, so I understand what it's like moving around.
Yeah.
So yes, I know how much it was a pain for my mom and for my dad to go through all of that. So I'm glad. And of course, yes, we are a pilot program installation.
So, Sam, what was like one of your favorite things about moving?
Oh, that's a really good question. So I always loved moving because I am an introverted extrovert or extroverted introvert, however that's supposed to go. I like to be by myself and like spend time with just me. I really don't like other people that much, but I always really loved like going to new places and getting to meet new people and like collect friends in a way, like across the country. So my Facebook feed is just filled with people, that I met when I was a small kid in Connecticut, and then friends from when I lived at now Fort Johnson. And so it's just been really fun, like getting to see all of my friends growing up with me over the years. And I don't know, I really love traveling. So moving around was always fun for me because it was always a new adventure.
And see, I didn't get that when I was child. I was like stationary in Alabama. And, you do the vacations and everything. Yeah. But now my kids are those military brats that are going everywhere overseas. I mean, like they have more stamps in their passport now than I do. And it's remarkable because they get to meet a diverse group of people. I'm starting now to meet a diverse group of people, learning about different cultures and seeing just CONUS, seeing how different people live just right here in the United States. So it's wonderful. That's probably my favorite part about moving from place to place every year. It's just getting to see how other people live just right here in our own country, but also in other countries.
Yeah, so I was never lucky enough as a kid. My dad didn't ever get stationed overseas. He was stationed in South Korea when he was younger. So he just did like a year by himself over there. So I wasn't around yet. Typical. So that was something I always wanted to do, but my dad retired when I was in 5th grade. So I did all the moving from like baby to 5th grade. And then after that, we stayed at Fort Leavenworth in Kansas, which is why I claim Kansas as home. Obviously, I've talked about it a lot on the podcast. Rock chalk. But yeah, no, I've always loved traveling and I've always loved moving. Even after I graduated college, I packed up and moved to DC all by myself and then moved to New Hampshire and then moved to Wisconsin and then ended up in Alabama and now I'm here. And so, even as an adult.
You just love moving.
I do.
Stay stationary.
It's crazy. I've been in Texas for 5 years now. This is the longest I've been in a place outside of the time like my dad retired to when I graduated college. But even when I was in college, I moved obviously like houses and apartments, and I lived in the sorority house. So every single year I was having to physically move at least into a new place. But yeah, 5 years in Texas now, it seems like a lifetime.
Yes. And I don't know how to deal with being in one place for a long time anymore.
Yep. I've gotten the itch enough that I'm like, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's time to move again. Yeah. Once you like get into that rhythm of like, I'm expecting to move. I'll say when I was a kid. So when my dad retired, after, because we lived there for a year and then he retired. And so after a certain amount of time, I was in high school, I think. And I was like, okay, I know we're not moving, but I'm really ready to move because I'm just like used to like picking up and going and finding new homes and finding new friends and just trying everything and like seeing what the world has to offer. And so, yeah, it's hard to fall out of that pattern.
It really is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're here for how long?
Yeah.
When? Okay. Oh my gosh. And I'm already thinking about, okay, I didn't really decorate this time, but I'm going to decorate next time. And it's going to be pictures over here, pictures over there, and we're going to paint this time. Yeah. And it never actually happens, but it's nice to think about it for your next place. So we're just going to do that again for the next one. Every child is going to be able to paint their own room, whatever color.
Of course.
I think my daughter is going to do like a pink purple combo. Okay. I don't know how that's going to go.
So when I was a kid, my mom did the same thing for me. I had one wall that was one color and one wall that was a different color. So in that way I kind of had both.
So did it work out?
Yeah, it worked out great.
Okay, great. So I'm hopeful.
I loved it. I don't know if my mom loved it, but I loved it, and
Well, hopefully there comes a time where I just don't have to go in there.
Yeah.
For any reason, really.
Yeah.
And she can just have whatever she likes until she moves out. Which I'm told would be like 18, but I'm trying to say no to that.
You want her to stay longer?
I want all of them to stay longer.
Cute.
I just do, but he's like, no, they gotta do, military school or a job or something. I'm like, but they're my babies. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We got a long time.
Yeah, you got time. You got plenty of time.
Right? We're just at kindergarten graduation.
Yeah, and we're already thinking about 18.
Right? But it's cool. I just enjoy these years now.
That's right. That's what they say to do.
So what's going on?
Yeah. So this week, on Friday is Howdy Y'all on the installation. So basically, have you ever been to a Howdy Y'all?
No, I haven't. But I'm excited to experience it, see what it's all about.
Yeah. So essentially, it's just kind of like a community get together in a way. So you get to go into the Lone Star Conference Center, and they'll have different organizations represented there. So you can kind of learn what the installation has to offer. It's a really great opportunity for people who are new to the installation or people who just kind of want to refresh as well. And then for particularly people who really love pens and pencils and the
squishy balls?
Yes, those.
Oh, I love those. Stress balls.
Yes. I've always gotten some really great stress balls when I go to this event. Plus, you get to learn some good stuff as well. So, really a 2-for-1. Yeah.
And so who all can go to this one?
It's open to DoD ID card holders. So if you're coming on post and want to go hang out. Cool. Should be for most of the day. So if you follow the Director of Family, Morale, Welfare, and Recreation, so Fort Cavazos MWR on Facebook, they've got all the information there. And then we've got it on our page as well.
Okay. Great information to know.
Yeah.
Also we got Safety Day coming up still. Still time to make those plans to go, and I think they're having the beer goggle things
they should
this time too.
Yeah.
They got a lot of surprises, and they're gonna have people singing and bands and everything. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have some people that can do some comedy, make us laugh and stuff.
Hopefully, yeah.
I just know it's going to be a really good family fun day.
Yeah.
They've been talking about it to us throughout the office. Very excited. So they got me pumped up and excited and ready to go.
Good.
Was it May 17th? So
very exciting. And then the other thing that we've got right now is the Army has decided to extend the tenant satisfaction survey. So it's extended now through the 15th of May, and that includes on-post residents for housing as well as barracks. So if you live on post and want to give your feedback, make sure to do that.
It's very important so that, we can have better qualities of what we want within our housing so they can make improvements. So all suggestions, feedback is very much wanted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did mine.
Oh, good. I was going to ask.
Yes, I was a good
Was it
tenant.
easy? Was it simple?
It really was. I think it took me all of maybe 5 to 10 minutes to complete.
Okay.
And then I was able to enter my name into the drawing
Yeah.
for that, what was it, $75
I think so. Something like that.
gift card?
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Either
won,
way.
though.
Well, I would
Probably
say if you don't know
not.
the amount, probably not.
Probably not. But I'm still hopeful because
fingers crossed.
it's extended.
It's extended.
So
So,
I'm still
there's
in the
still a
running.
chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, the only other thing that I think we have for today really is,
Don't say it.
I know,
say
unfortunate.
it.
Yeah. I know we talked about this. You guys talked about it last week. But we will, due to having to reallocate some of our assets and our resources, unfortunately, we'll no longer be continuing the podcast. I know we're going to talk a lot about it for next week's episode, which will ultimately be our last episode. We're going to continue to promote other videos and continue to do other content. It just won't be in this exact format anymore. So we'll have a lot to share about next week.
And, you know, it's still exciting because we're still going to be getting
Absolutely.
out the Fort Cavazos news, Fort Cavazos resources. Still going to get all the great information that you got from the podcast, just in a different format.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Yeah.
Very sad that we're ending this, but very excited for the future. So, yeah.
Same here.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess that's everything for this episode. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.
See you next week, guys.